Previously on Episode 1, the Bungknockers toured the grounds at Woodford Reserve in Versailles, Kentucky, with Master Distiller Elizabeth McCall. If you haven't seen it, go check that out. And now, picking up where we left off, someone gets a bourbon shower. We get a taste of that Bill Murray barrel, and yes, Brandon finally breaks his silence.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
good. We only needed the one.
Yes.
Oh, everything I've ever done has led to this point.
All right, you can. I think we've got enough. You can put some in there.
Go,
Without spilling.
go,
Don't you- oh
go.
my God! Oh my God! You did it! Beautiful. Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you've done that before. You even got it all the way flush in there, which is really important.
Want to talk about a job
So,
now, Elizabeth?
I think now we really got to talk about that job.
Go. Where do I
Your
put my hammer?
knowledge is amazing.
Whatever I just did,
Really?
I'm going to apply for it. Yeah.
You're like, I'm ready for it. Yeah, baptized by bourbon.
That's fun. So this was put in the barrel in 2016.
Yep,
Amazing.
June 16, 2016.
Awesome.
Signed by Bill Murray.
Shall we?
Oh, I love it. No, I don't. I'm never gonna. I'm not. I don't want a napkin, a towel.
Just rub it a little bit behind each ear, Dan.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I've been
Okay.
tainted.
Yeah, we can do that.
Dan, a little behind each ear.
Is that what I should do?
Yeah, like cologne.
A little cologne.
There we go. That's good. Ooh, that's gonna. Yes.
The best part is a little bit of the barrel got in there, which I think adds to it. Hey,
Oh, sorry, Mitch. Wow.
wow.
Precious.
More like Barrel Murray.
We're not going to fight over it. We're going to all drink
We're all
it.
going to drink it.
That's a beautiful color.
Thank you.
You guys smell this? Want to put your nose on this while we wait for Elizabeth? Rick, you're so.
Ooh, that's really sweet. It's very sweet smell.
Look at the color on it too.
It's
Isn't
so
that beautiful?
right.
Wow, that's like. It's not finished, but it's. Could it be finished?
Well, I mean, that's probably around 125 to 30 proof, somewhere in that range.
so
Let's
there's a
go.
lot going on. Don't let the wasps at it.
Yeah, they really like us.
Yeah.
When I fly Delta, I prefer Woodford Reserve.
Always.
Elizabeth,
We're in your home,
Yeah, this is
right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna.
I'm gonna have you taste some of the Woodford that we've talked about. We've spent the whole kind of afternoon kind of walking through and seeing it. So let's actually taste it.
That would be. You're gonna get no arguments here.
So we've got double oaked, and this is what we talked about a little bit, but this is definitely one of my favorites, so I love sharing it whenever I have people come visit. And just notice also the color on this is just so dark and delicious. I've put this in my chocolate chip cookies before.
have you?
Yes. You can replace the vanilla in your cookie with double oaked.
So the vanilla extract,
Yes.
we replace that with Woodford
Yep,
double oak.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
And did the kids get the cookies?
Yes, because the alcohol bakes out.
Oh,
So-
but you taste the difference.
But you do taste the little bit of like
I
the
can't
double oaked
wait to do that.
character. And it does have that aroma, that whiskey aroma. So this is our sweet aromatic forward bourbon. So it is a bourbon. It's finished in that second barrel that's heavily toasted and lightly charred for up to 12 months. That time in the barrel gives you that huge bump in color. So it's really rich and dark and just lovely. And then the nose on it, it's sweet aromatic forward. So what inspired me to put it in chocolate chip cookies is that the finish on this reminds me of chocolate chip cookies. When you eat the brown sugar, regular sugar, and butter and vanilla all mixed together, the wet ingredients,
Right.
this is what it is. So
Well,
let's go ahead and taste it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You just let it, I mean,
I've never
and-
had it before. That's
oh,
really
you've never had it?
had it, no.
I mean, it's
Absolutely.
90.4 proof, but there's just so much, it's so easy to sip on. So it's not like it's a beginner's bourbon, but it is truly a very introductory, like I've always said, it's the most friendly hello you'll get from a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It's the Ted Lasso.
Barbecue sauce.
of Kentucky straight bourbon. And it was actually quoted as that. That was somebody else said that, and I was like, that's brilliant because it is. It's so friendly. And who Ted Lasso's the most friendly human.
Friendly, but friendly without being tragic.
Yeah, if you don't move on, if you just watch season 1.
That's right.
Yes.
Can I ask you something? Because again, we're not posing as anything other than enthusiasts. All of that stuff that we've talked about what we're about, but as just on a bourbon level, because I'm trying to learn more.
Yeah.
I'm learning the most by sitting next to you, quite frankly, because you're really making everything very accessible and easy, and I'm deriving even greater enjoyment from something I've already enjoyed. Now having what you have shown us. But why does too much oak? Why is that a thing? Maybe
People
it's
say that. It's probably because of like the tannins, I would think.
But they're in oak barrels. I want to taste oak when I'm drinking a bourbon.
Yeah. But I think people just want to have an opinion.
Right.
Is that very true?
That's pretty.
But
That's
I
the
mean,
most accurate thing
I-
I've heard.
there
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that people just want to have something to say, and they know, obviously, you can say oak because they know 100% if they're drinking bourbon that's got oak in it. And so to be like, oh, this is too oaky for me, I don't enjoy it.
And I don't mean that. I mean, I don't hear any criticism of Woodford.
People have said that about it.
Oaked, but I hear that when I see reviews of various things. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's very oak forward. It's like,
Yeah,
well, it ages in a oak barrel. So
Goes in
why
and
would it
out. Yeah,
not? There are other, profiles and stuff, but it's.
I just think
Everyone, calm down.
we went from this world of just being like, oh, that's just mature whiskey to like, we enjoy that, to, oh, now we have like a plethora of taste notes and people just go crazy and it's almost a little pretentious and you're like, Taylor Swift, you need to calm down. Like, calm down.
She gets me.
I do, you know?
So let me ask you this now, right? So I don't know what, when was the last time you had double oak? Like this morning for
last
breakfast?
night.
Well, really?
Yeah.
So are you sensitive to? Oh, that was definitely our 2020.
No, I don't think of it like
or that
a
kind of
vintage
thing.
in that way because we're batching for flavor consistency. But what we do notice, and whenever, I say we because Chris Morse is into this too, like if we're out and we taste a bottle and we're like, well, that's not quite right. I mean, that's usually you're looking for more quality, not the qualitative of like, oh, well, this has really fruity and this one. I mean, you kind of are, but it's not, I wouldn't be able to go, oh, that was from 2020.
No, I just want to know, because I'm
Yeah.
sitting next to the master distiller of Woodford Reserve.
We're always critical of our product, I guess.
Well, that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
when I go to the theater, sometimes I have if it's, especially for a show that is not mine,
Mm-hmm.
that I have not directed or have had no involvement in, I have a hard time having a good time.
Yes.
I have a hard time
Oh,
letting go.
I'm always critical of everything.
And I don't mean to
Yeah,
be. It's
yeah.
not about, my competition or my peers being better than them or is this or that, but there's just something in you where it's like, okay, well, this is what I do for a living. I happen to be sitting here. That's not mine. You know what's wrong with that?
But you don't-
Or on the flip side, you know what they did really well?
Yeah.
And I find myself not being able to relax.
Yeah.
Because you kind of take your work with you where
Yes.
you go, despite how diverse we want to be with our families and our hobbies. And did you find that to be a bit of a thing?
100%. And
Yeah.
especially like my husband would tell you that. I mean, everything, whenever we go out to a restaurant, he knows that I'm like very loyal. I'm very loyal to my Woodford, and so that's what I drink. But it doesn't matter what it is that I'm consuming, like I'm always very critical. Like, oh, well, did you notice that this is, even if it's like a Skittle, I'm always critical. I'm always like hyper thinking about what I'm tasting and consuming, and I don't know if other people do that as much as I do, but I'm always like thinking
occupational
about it.
hazard.
Yeah, I mean, but when you're
Right.
tasting, you're always like, how do I describe things? And so that's my job, is to describe it.
Yeah.
I am not familiar with many oak forward bourbons, and because I'm still trying to figure out the words to use to describe the flavors that I'm tasting, and it's always a mystery, but I'm getting more courage since we've been together. That's the first time I've thought, yes, that I can identify that as an oakiness, and it's a pleasurable experience.
It's the sweetness of the oak. It's not like
That's
that
right.
raw wood or
Yeah.
overly like charred or tannic and all that. So it's the toasting process. So when you toast the wood like that, you get into that deeper layer of the wood and it pulls out the sweetness. So you're getting a sweet presentation of oak.
I find Woodford to be the perfect complement to a good cigar.
Oh yeah.
The perfect complement. You want that. You want Woodford in your mouth to complement a good.
Beautiful cigar.
You bet.
Nice.
So kids, smoke and drink and enjoy your lives. I don't care what your parents say. This is obviously not going in.
Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation.
In moderation, though. In moderation. Wow. Yes, this is
Should we
great.
taste some others? Or
Yeah,
you-
let's
okay.
do it. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Should we try the barrel? strain?
Our Bill Murray
Yes,
bottle?
our Bill Murray.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
So we can get new glasses or
Yes.
reused glasses.
Should
Yeah.
we? Do we? I mean,
If we have enough room.
I don't want to. I think
I'm
that
not
was
a princess
carefully
about
I'm not a
too,
princess
Yeah.
about it all. You are
So there's
something, but
That's right.
yeah, that's right.
This is high proof, don't forget. Straight from the barrel.
So this would be because this is a very aged bourbon.
Yes.
So this is like in the realm of barrel-proof Masters Collection
Oh, yeah.
territory, correct? Wow.
What's also
Yeah.
exciting is that we've only ever done some whiskey thieving. We've never seen the actual
Drilling. Yeah, the thieving is very sexy. We don't do that. We just drill it.
Well, that's
Yeah.
actually the drilling is a little sexier.
I've been talking about the drill all weekend.
Yeah.
This is the first time
I didn't
someone
think
actually
anyone
broke
was
one
ever
out.
gonna do it. This was really cool.
So
Oh,
let me.
we have one extra.
Oh, too,
Darn it! It'll go.
whoops. Well, now just for the picture. I did it for the picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course. I have a huge question, and I don't want to, go into a weird space. But do you think, before we taste this, do you think Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift will last?
I don't know.
I
I would
have-
like to, but I feel that based on her track record, it's a hard.
It's going to be difficult.
They
And
can't-
based on his track record of who he's previously dated, I don't think, not that I know that
And-
much, but from what I've heard, it's not.
And what that will do
Really?
to
It's
the
like
Taylor
bourbon.
Swift.
It's forever.
Well, she said it best. It's going to be forever. It's going to go down in flames. So,
that's what she said.
you know, I mean,
If those two crazy kids can't make it, what hope is there for the rest of us?
I don't know.
Wow, there is quite a nose on this. Did
So
we
this is-
did we draw
we
this
even-
from a finishing barrel?
No, this is just a regular, well, actually, this is a chinkapin oak. So we used a specialty oak for that
heard
barrel
of it
that might
before.
be a master's collection you might see in a couple years.
Ooh.
So, I know.
I only learned earlier that I thought the law, if you will, was restricted to new white oak barrels, but I only learned that it's actually new oak barrels.
It's just oak, yeah.
Just oak.
Yep.
So that gives you all those extra.
But white oak is the type, Quercus alba is the type of oak that holds liquid very well. So
Got it.
chinkapin is a type of white
American oak.
Yeah.
Shall we taste
Yeah,
this?
go ahead and give it a taste. Remember, this is high proof, so anywhere probably 125 to 130.
Oh, this is amazing.
Music to my ears.
I'll take it.
Wow.
Ooh, that's flavorful.
Yeah, so even though it is higher in proof, like it really is not too aggressive or
Not remotely.
too much.
So it's
It's very clean. It's a little nutty.
Yeah. It's
Sweet.
beautiful. It really is.
Baking spice, very clean on the palate.
Doesn't drink hot. The heat hits my palate here, but going down,
No.
gone.
It's good.
Gone. Good heat.
Good heat.
Good job, Bill.
Wow, good job, Elizabeth. Bill just showed up, dude.
Bill just signed it.
You see? Well,
I
you
did.
guys better shut your mouth.
It's so mean when you drink.
So I want to talk about this because it's impressive, and we're still we've come a long way in many regards, and not other regards. You were the first female master distiller at Woodford Reserve, which is, in and of itself, a major thing. Females in the industry is not. It's still,
We're still new.
So what is it like being a female in a male-dominated industry?
Yeah, it's honestly, it's one of those things that I don't think about it that often, to be honest. I mean, I know that I'm like this unique unicorn in the world of bourbon, and there's a lot of old white men, but I'm very proud of that, and I'm very proud of trying to just fold into the norm and make it the norm, and so that's kind of how I position myself. I don't like to gloat about it too much, although when I did get named, I have to say I was so proud when I was named Master Distiller and I was expecting our second child, and to see that a corporation can step up and it doesn't matter if it's beverage alcohol or whatever, but just to show the world that you can promote women when they're growing their family, and it's not going to be a hindrance, it's going to be fine. I went out on maternity leave. Woodford Reserve didn't stop running. Everything's fine. The world didn't cry. I'm like, I love that people think, what are they going to do? That they give me so much credit. That, I mean, it lives and breathes on my shoulders, like whether I'm here or not, and that's not the case. We have amazing people, and so it went on, and I just love that I got to kind of celebrate that, and hopefully it shows that women can still, have babies and still have jobs.
Have babies
be okay.
and work?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord!
And
imagine
and
be a leader.
Yeah, and be a
an
leader.
innovator.
And it's like
Yes.
fine. Everything's fine. We all just need to calm down and just understand that it's going to be okay. And so that's where I feel like normalizing is what I think of when I think of my role in this, is just how do we normalize me. And so when my daughter grows up, she can, maybe I want to be a master distiller, maybe I don't. And it's like, but it's an option. And it's not even like I'm going to make waves if I do that. It's just
That's
the
a
norm.
terrific perspective. Cheers to that.
Thank you. Normalize it.
This is delicious.
It's very good.
I got the little wood chunk.
Oh,
Lucky.
You know,
You got a new car.
Yeah, triple oak.
So Elizabeth, did you draw from this barrel before? You have, but not recently.
no, not recently. So yeah, it's always, every time you taste it, and it's been a couple months or maybe even a year, it's going to shift completely in its flavor. So it's always fun.
I'm not asking for any secrets, but we're in an age also where barrel finishes are super cool, right? You don't need to identify it, but are you playing around with other? Always, right?
Always playing around with different finishes.
Yep.
Because it's just, there's a plethora of different types of whiskey casks out there, wine casks that you can age in, and then how is it going to impact? But we do have a philosophy that we stick to with Woodford, where with our we call it our finishing philosophy, and basically, with 215 flavor attributes, we have a lot to play with, but we don't want to add flavor that doesn't already exist in our liquid. So we're not trying to mask anything. We're not trying to create something that's not there. What we're doing is we're trying to enhance what already is in the bottle. So with the double oaked is a great example. Yes, we already had vanilla, caramel, butterscotch in Woodford, but putting it in that second barrel really just exploded that and had it enhanced it. And so whenever we're doing a finish, it's always how do we grow what's already in
So that's the chemistry part of it, right? That's the part of, hey, this is our base product. This finish may or may not exemplify or bring out a little more color to certain aspects of our core.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and so you taste different ones and see how impactful they are. And sometimes it's impactful, and sometimes you're like, that really didn't do a whole lot
Right.
like I thought it was going to do. And that's fine.
That's got to be fun though, to be in your lab and to
it's
just
so fun.
right?
Yeah.
Right? Frustrating, elated, but at the end of the day, all the feels and the creative process.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like people are like, what did you do at work today? Oh, I tasted barrel samples. It was a good day. Oh, it was rough. It's not every day we get to do that, but on days you do, it's really fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But what people don't know with all of that fun, because I think we all have. I glamorize Mitch's profession, and Brandon's, even Graham, even us being in the same field, him as an actor and I'm a director. I'm like, well, what if I was up there and I got to, I wish I could sing, I wish I could, and have somebody else direct the goddamn show and come up with and I think we glamorize what other people do, especially when we think it's cool shit.
Yeah.
And God knows I glamorize what you do. But I know you also are a very hard worker, and there is a very strong commitment of time and a great deal of sacrifice, like in any other art.
Still have to do expense reports and still have to do, the paperwork and sit down and answer emails and all that. It's all still part of the job. But what I love is like when we have a bourbon emergency, like you have to write.
Ooh, describe a bourbon emergency.
Yeah.
What's a bourbon emergency?
I don't even know. Like, it's usually has to do with like we have to make a decision on this product. Are we going to innovate on this, or what? They want to know an answer. Can we increase the volume of that? And you got to go dig into your barrel logs and like, oh, how many barrels do we have? Like, yeah, we could maybe increase it to this much more. Okay, and it's like. Nobody's dying.
So you hit on something that is sort of my MO, but perhaps we share it because I love to say when people get hysterical, which they often do in a creative field, calm down. You need to calm down. And I don't mean that with any disrespect when I'm talking to colleagues, but I do often say, everyone, calm down.
Yeah.
And you've said that a couple of times.
Yeah.
And maybe it's that zen that is neat. Not that you don't feel the pressure.
Yeah.
Not that you're not.
Oh yeah,
you're
no,
pulling your
we
hair
feel
out
the
of your
pressure.
head from time to time. But like you have to have that kind of core, right?
Yeah.
That kind of, guys, it's going to be all right.
Well, and also
It's gonna be all
now,
right.
having my name go on the bottle, like my husband was talking about this last night. He's like, well, it's got to be great because, well, your name's going to be on it. And then everybody's going to think like if something goes wrong, it's you. And I'm like, whoa, you need to calm down. Like
Calm down.
I love
There you
that
go.
he was so, I was like, but let's think about like, what do I have control over? Like there's a lot of things I don't have control over.
Sure.
The liquid I do. A label going on upside down, like I have to lean on the team. And if they can't get that right, like it happens and it's going to be okay. But the liquid tastes good.
So you have a terrific team around you. I can tell. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you would.
No, they're the best.
Yeah, that's great. It's collaboration, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's how I kind of work. It's like we've got people working in the home place. You saw all those people there visiting. They all work really hard. We've got the people in production working really hard to make great whiskey. We've got the marketing team that I get to work with and making sure that our story is told and how do we share that story. And so it's just, it's a really great collaboration. And people out in the field, the salespeople grinding it out and like selling it. And it's just, we're all a piece of it. So.
Well, I got to tell you, as newbies to bourbon and as a newbie to Kentucky, and specifically being here at Woodford, this is a very happy place, and I can absolutely tell that you set the stage for that across the board.
No.
It starts from the top, and that's what leadership is, and you're terrific.
Well, thank you.
We've really enjoyed this.
Well, I've really enjoyed having you all here. Come see it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, and I hope we meet again
I know. Hopefully.
at a baseball game at the
At your interview.
On the next episode of USOB, the Bungknockers travel back to Louisville to visit the good folks at Kentucky Peerless Distilling, where we once again meet the makers, most notably their whisker-in-chief, Rye. Please click that like and subscribe button and smash that notification bell as the journey continues.